How's it going? Hey, have any of you guys ever bought anything and then immediately regretted it? But it's too big of a pain in the butt to return it, so you just keep using it and you kind of forget how much you hated it and what a mistake it was you made. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to give you an example right now of what I went through with a helmet. I bought this helmet in 2012. Now, I not only owned it too long, but it's something that I regretted buying almost immediately. Now, it doesn't look very good now. It's pretty beat up. I put some miles on it. The thing about this helmet is it's such poor quality and it never delivered on any of the promises that it made. This came with Bluetooth, which never worked very well. Number one, it doesn't have noise canceling. So any speed above 45 miles an hour and you can't hear the person that you're trying to talk to on the phone. Plus the shell size is so big. This is a size large. It's so big that the speakers that go over your ears are moved so far away from my ears that you have to turn it up. But these little piezo speakers, and this is one of them right here, they're such poor quality and they're so tinny that if you turn it up, it becomes so unbearably high pitched that you have to turn it down. It is absolutely horrible. It's one of the worst speakers. I can't even imagine, the cheapest speakers in, a Walkman wannabe back in the 80s being that bad. They're horrible. I attempted to modify this. I tried to make some little foam pads, with covered in vinyl, glued them into place, then put the speakers onto that to hold them a little closer to your ears, and it did help, and it was okay listening to music. There was absolutely no bass. So, any of the music that you enjoyed, as long as you don't need bass, I guess that's okay. It's not that I listen to a lot of hip hop or anything, but yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. The other thing too is this helmet, I can't understand why it was so noisy. Number one, it doesn't ventilate very well. This is the chin vent. So you see, you just flip it open, the air somehow is supposed to flow into this and then go down, I don't know, make its way, sort of. The wind goes this way, I don't know. And then these up here, and then you have what looks like an exhaust vent, but there's nothing there. So the air has no place to go but back out through this little fake vent here. This was one of the worst, sweatiest, hottest helmets I've ever had in my life. Now this is a Torc T20. I'm sure Torc has probably made lots of strides between then and now. Like I said, I bought this back, I think, in 2012. But the other thing too is this Blinc 2 system, it's not updatable. You can't update it. So as your phones get older and all the codecs changes and all that, eventually that quit working. And it's not that I paid a lot of money for it by these standards, but I was a poor guy while I was going through A&P school, and it was a lot of money to me. So I continued to wear this helmet, even though it never really fit right, worked right. It was unbearably hot in the summer. It kind of made my rides, which I normally would enjoy, almost unbearable on hot days. But then here recently, it was my birthday, and I got a new helmet. And it made me realize my eyes were open. My mind was blown. Angels sang. It made me think of what I was missing and why did I endure that so long, especially as much as I ride. What I got was the Hjc Rpha 70 ST. This is without a doubt the best helmet I've ever owned. And I've owned a lot of helmets over the years, but I tend to put a lot of miles and a lot of years on them. Probably more so, probably more so than I should. I think you're supposed to change your helmet every 3 years. Not this guy. It's pretty much until they wear out or quit working. But so I definitely have gotten my money out of all the helmets, but I've tended to buy cheaper helmets, and some that were brand new, under $60, because I guess I thought my head wasn't worth more than $60. I don't know. This helmet ventilates so much better. It is so much cooler. It's got this vent here that's functional. It routes the air through here and up through the inside, and it basically, wipes the fog away from your visor, which is great. On some of the mornings that I leave work, there's a lot of fog. But you really don't need it, up against the visor, because it comes with this anti-fog insert. Now this is changeable, so you can get different inserts, and they lock into place using a pin here, a pin here, and a pin here. And you can install it in about 3 minutes. The only gripe I had about it is I was installing it. You know, you probably should wear rubber gloves, because as you're installing it, I kept putting little fingerprints, you know, on the visor in between where this was as I was trying to install it. And well, I don't want to see fingerprints any more than I want to see fog. So, but I finally got it. You know, there was a little learning curve there. The other thing that I like is this little latch, it locks into place. The Torc helmet, where the visor was damaged while I was cleaning it, literally within the first week, sometimes I would turn my head and the visor would flip open. And I wasn't going that fast. I was right around the speed limit. The other thing about this helmet is the visor, the little shade in here, it works so much better. It's actually cable operated. It's right where you need it to be. You can operate it with a gloved hand. Absolutely fantastic. The other thing that works 10 times better, maybe 100 times better than that Torc helmet ever did, was this top vent. This is where most of the cooling that I feel comes from, is right in this area. So I feel the top of my head, you know, you can go from completely closed to 1, 2 positions after that, and it's easy enough to operate with a gloved hand. Then you've got this part of the helmet with the little scoops here that actually help to channel it. Even though these little things, I don't know if you can see it in there, they're not very big. So when you're open, and that's fully open, it's actually pushing air in there. And then you've got functional vents back here to allow the air to escape. This helmet is fantastic. There's so much engineering in here, and so much expandability too, because if I want to add Bluetooth, I've actually got little removable pads, and there's little speaker cutouts in the you know, matrix foam that's inside the helmet. So, and it's easy to install. I'll put a couple of links to YouTube videos that I've watched that have been super helpful in installing like a Sena or something like that. I plan on buying a Sena 30K as soon as I can save enough money, and me and Lynn will be using that when we ride around, not only for, you know, phone calls and music, but also to talk to you guys while we ride. And, you know, we're really looking forward to that. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you about my helmets, and how much happier and how much better that you know, the Rpha has made my life. You know, HJC, my hat's off. Great engineering, guys. You know, hope I get to try more of your products in the future, but I'm going to ride the rest of the season and then put the bikes away for the winter, and then I'm going to start the season with this helmet. I'm really excited about it. So the next season, you know, look for a lot more bike videos, and we're going to go over some restoration stuff here with both the FJ and the FZR. We're going to catch up on some past due maintenance too. But really appreciate you guys giving my channel a look. Please like, subscribe, and definitely share. Hope to see you guys in the future. We'll see you soon.